My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm recording this on Wednesday, April the 5th. I think it's probably going out on Thursday, April 6th. For me, I am offline. It is a Jewish holiday of Passover where it actually goes on for a week, but the first 24 hours you're offline. It's like Sabbath, right? So you don't directly use electric, and you're up essentially it's offline. Quite nice. I do enjoy. I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. UK, so please join me then. But this news hit, was it, for me yesterday on April 4th. And I wasn't thrilled about it for many reasons, which we talk about in this video. But boy, Fandom's so much more pissed off than I am. They are not happy, right? They are not happy. And what I find really disturbing about this, there's no debate about it whatsoever. We have been told to completely accept that drag queens is a legitimate sexual identity, and you can have your child be a drag queen, and it's a kind and good thing. See, for me, I'm not sure that's true, right? I'm not sure that being a drag queen is a sexual identity. I think it might be a gateway to sexually exploit children. That's what it looks like to me. But you know what? I'm not pointing my finger and accusing anyone. I'm saying we need, as a society, to have this conversation. I think the conversation is pretty much as I see it, because the reaction has been ridiculous. The reaction has been terrible. There is people like me going, what? This is just weird. And anybody on board with it screaming at you to shut up because you're a bigot. Now, excuse me, I am genuinely concerned for my personal children, right? I am genuinely concerned. And that's more important to me than your uncomfortable feelings. Like, and I'm sorry, the trouble is in society today is we don't know what's true or not, right? We are bifurcated as a society. So I believe there's a lot of sexual child exploitation going on, and I think it's going on very, very officially. I'm not sure at all if child transgender surgery is a good idea. I'm not sure that being a drag queen is a legitimate sexual identity or a job. It used to just be a job, or it's a erotic performance art, or it's sex work, or it's harmless fun. You know, it can't be all the above. Right? It can't be. For me, it seems to be as similar as normalizing strippers. Now, I think strippers are human beings like anybody else and should be treated with respect. I mean, other than, you know, the times they're jiggling your tits in your face and you're putting $5 bills into their knickers. At that point, how respectful you gonna be, right? But. Generally speaking, they're human beings, right? I wouldn't want to encourage my kids to become strippers, right? Because I don't think that leads to a happy and fulfilling life, right? And I think roughly the same here, but I would like to have a conversation. I don't know what I think is true. The people against it, people pro this are insanely for it. Rusty Davis likes drag queen story, how he said many times, and I would like to just talk about it because I don't see it as being a good thing, and I don't think I'm being bigoted or hateful. If I am, I would like to know. And that's a genuine thing. If you hate watching this, if I am being bigoted and hateful, I would like to know, but I don't see any way that I am. I just don't. You know, live and let live, baby. You do you, I'll do me. And I think we had an ability to all live together with our different worldviews. Like, for me, yeah, again, I don't know who Jinx Monsoon's playing. Maybe it's going to be maybe it's a straight role. I really have no idea. But coming on the heels of that massacre of children by a trans and crazy person a week ago, you know, in the wake of which the trans community said they were the victims. This is just, whatever else you want to describe it, it's a marketing blunder. Especially coming after the awful Doomsday, and there's just been announced a new Jodie game. So we've had 3 marketing blunders, I think, one after the other. And, you know, we all live in our own bubbles in social media, right? My bubble in social media is apoplectic. I'm one of the most mellow people about it. Again, if you hate watching this, I am genuinely one of the most mellow people about this. I'm like, well, it could be good. We don't know. People are like, fuck this shit. Ah! You know, they are not happy. So as you will hear, right? So I did a live stream last night, and I went through the chat, and you will see the response for yourself. Look, 40% of the responses were deleted. And I don't think that's because they're bigoted, right? But is it big? Like, here's a fundamental difference. Is it bigotry to say I think it's probably unhealthy for children, little boys, to dress up as bimbo stripper women with makeup and heels and dance for people for money? I think that's bad. I don't think that's good for child development. If you think it is good, that's great. But probably you think it's not happening. If you think that's nonsense. That doesn't happen at all. It's just a Fox News lie. Maybe it is, mate. I don't think it is, but like, if it is, let me know. Let me know. I'll show you what I've seen, and you can do it. But I found, generally speaking, people who don't oppose this sort of type of thing just don't know anything about it. Really, they don't go, "Well, what's wrong with the drag queen? They're fun. I like Danny LaRue, and that's a fact we talk about." Anyway, so you see, I meant to get into this in its own segment on my live stream, but it was so huge and it was like such a big deal. It had to go into basically it took up most of the show, right? So I've edited out the extraneous bits a bit, right? A bit, but you get to see the flow. Yeah, no, look, this is a big topic of conversation. I would say certainly Rusty Davis has indeed dropped a turd, which is the name of my live stream tonight. So come join me on our live stream. If you didn't see this one, catch up on it. And again, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Head over to Rumble, subscribe to me there. That's my main channel. YouTube is now my backup. YouTube, you schmucks. Really, you schmucks. All you had to do was be fair. Right? No. Okay, so honestly, if YouTube spikes my channel, which they may do any minute, because they don't want you talking about this at all, right? I'm going to lose 20 to 30% of my audience. I can live with that. I would rather there be more, but I can live with that. And again, on Rumble, I'm just going to stick there. My channel's going to grow. My views are going to grow. Like, if YouTube treated me the way Rumble treated me, my channel would be 100,000 strong now. But they don't, right? They don't. Thankfully, there's an alternative, and I'm willing to put the time in. So subscribe over to Rumble. And Rumble, get your head out your asses and put the app on the App Store in the UK, for God's sake. What on earth is wrong with you? If you're not, if you can go to a different country App Store, go to America, download it. It's worth it. It's where all the good free speech content is. And when I say free speech, I'm not saying insanely bigoted, but being able to talk like a sane person. Well, for me anyway. About this stuff. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. Look at the video notes. You'll find my Twitter. Also, everything's on Twitter as well. Twitter, Instagram, which I'm very bad at doing, Facebook, and Rumble, and Substack. Go sign up to all those things. Now, let me hand over to me from last night. Obviously, I can't wait here that Rabbi got with some positive spin on this weird ass shit. Oh, it'll be glorious. Okay, so Russell. Let's do the chat first, okay? Don't touch that dial. I'm only 20 minutes in. This is pretty good. This is a huge red flag. It is a huge red flag, Jordan Lee. No, I would be crazy for denying that. It is a huge red flag. I mean, look, I will say, there is, it doesn't mean it will be shit, okay? It means other things, right? It could mean it'll be shit, but it doesn't mean it'll be shit, right? There's a lot of variables that needs to be, like, what's the character? Who's he playing, right? She playing, will they play? Oh, what the fuck it is? What are they playing, right? Some wokey dope fans want this drag queen to play the Rani. I mean, yeah, I know. Now, I don't know if this person identifies as a woman even, right? Why is drag and transgenderism being correlated to be the same thing now? That wasn't the case. You used to have drag queens that weren't trans, right? They had drag queens that weren't gay, right? But yeah, here's the really tricky thing, right? In England, and this is something it gets to disguise itself under, which I think Rusty Davis is believing, that there's a tradition of drag, right? There is a tradition of somewhat family drag. We're a weird country in England, right? We have this thing called pantomime, which always has a pantomime dame, like Danny LaRue. Essentially, it's a drag act, but it was weirdly non-sexual, but I thought that about Rolf Harris and Jimmy Savile. So I want to tell you, mate. Thought Gary Glitter was just fun. I had no idea. Right? Maybe. So, yeah. So I've got a lot of naivety going on. Right? But yeah, the wokies on Twitter are just having a field day. I've been following him on Instagram. He has stated he agrees with the agenda of drag storytelling. Fine. This is something we really need to talk about. He stated that I am sticking to my core. I'm not a million miles away, mate. I work in the DBS to protect children and something adults, vulnerable adults. I feel sorry for Shuti as he's innocent in this. Barassi D is not normally sex with underage children. Here's the thing. I don't think that's what he knows what he wants. Here's the thing. I think we are far more controlled by social media algorithm than anyone possibly believes, right? I think that shapes our reality. It shapes our perception to reality, right? The trans community feels they are under a genocidal attack and they are treated as if they are so, right? None of us here understand that because who's attacking? Like nobody had a problem, right? It boils down to this, right? And I think this is the third time I said this in the last couple of days. It boils down to this. I have the right to raise my children the way I would like, right? And now, well, why do I have that right, right? Okay, because I love my children. I care for my children. I want my children to have the best, right? So let's say, imagine this was a woman. I don't know if this is a fair correlation, but then she'll be a stripper, right? Why would I mean, you know, I can't imagine a famous stripper, so it has to be a porn star. Like somebody who's actually a porn star at this time, right? How is that a positive role model for young girls, right? Don't get me wrong. I love hearing porn stars interviewed. What's the one I really like? Very right wing, Jenna Jameson. She's great when and her Twitter's great as well, right? But you want to raise your daughter not to go on the pole, right? That's like that's what you want. So I don't understand how this is this is going to lead to as a fulfilling lifestyle as the more normative cis marriage, fidelity, and parenting. I think that would lead to a much happier life, right? So that's the sort of life I would like my children to have. Now, if they choose it, it's their choice, right? But I have the right to instill that value in them, and I want to instill that value in them because I love them, right? Because if you're wrong, you'll destroy my children, right? And I don't want you to destroy my children, and I don't want to risk it on you thinking you're right, because I don't think you are. All right? That's really the bottom line. But I don't think Russell's ever had this conversation, right? I think he just assumes that we are people who want to put away gay people and make sure they hide from society and in shame. And it's not that, mate. It's not that, right? We've been very tolerant, right? Gay marriage was a breaking point, but you got your own way and then it went crazy, right? You have to decide. Here's the bottom line. You have to decide, Russell. What is drag? Is drag a innocent family fare, right? It's a little slap and tickle like a seaside postcard. Is that drag, right? Or is it a highly sexualized performance art that borders upon sex work, right? And crosses the line over into sex work from the examples of drag queens that with children that I've seen, which have been shocking, right? Absolutely shocking. Like they're on a pole saying it won't lick itself, and like little kids. I don't think that's appropriate, and I don't think Russell D. Davidson would think that's appropriate either. So here's what would happen, right? I think if I spoke to him, he wouldn't believe me. He thinks he would have thought this is some Fox News smear that I have addling my brain if he was going to be kind to me. But I don't think he'll get to the point where I just show him libs of TikTok, right? Like look, here it's just video after video after video after picture after picture after picture after picture. I don't think drag is legitimate for children. I think that should be a topic of conversation for a society, because clearly you do. And I would like you to explain that to me. Like, what's the benefit of that, right? I think you're influencing my kid to have something that would, let's say, because of this, and the entirety of media and social media tells a 12-year-old who's going through puberty and is uncomfortable with her body, that she's probably trans, and she buys into it, right? And she mutilates herself surgically. I don't know if she's ever going to experience an orgasm, right? This is a big deal. This is not about kindness, right? This is serious repercussions, and the inability to talk about it puts this position in a poor light. Now, in terms of Doctor Who, how's this going to play out? Again, it depends. It depends on the character. My guess is it'll probably be okay. Right? It depends. Chances are, I'm giving it 65-35, roughly. That 65 would be okay. 35 is not a small number, right? But we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, if this person looks like that in space, right? I'd have to have a reason why, right? Like, really? I'd have to have a reason why. I don't know. So yeah. Does he want to normalize grooming? I think he probably does. That's what he said. And I don't think he realizes what he's saying. In Judaism, we have this with a concept called Tinek Shenishba, right? A kid that was kidnapped as a baby and raised as a non-Jew, right? Actually, I know somebody that happened to. I know of somebody. He's like this very skinny, wimpy, Jewy-looking guy with like all the big curls and the hat and everything. Super, super, super Jewy-looking, right? And he married somebody who was from like a housing estate or something up north, right? Who was like checking out their Judaism, and they had a kid. And then she said, no, I can't do this anymore, and went back to like Newcastle or wherever it was in a housing estate. And so he comes and visits the kid now, which is in like, I can't even imagine the meeting of minds there. But that's basically what it is. I think they have been silently indoctrinated into insanity, right? I think that's about to be shaken free of them. Right, that's why I was talking about this. I think that on my religious crazy worldview, I think that's a flashpoint we're about to reach. I think we're about to reach it tomorrow, right? Or within 7 days, right? But I think tomorrow. I mean, if it was like Purim was on the day of Purim. That we had exactly that happen. It was absolutely crazy. That kind of freaked me out, I have to tell you. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Look, I don't know. But I think this is genuinely, and again with the Trump indictment as well, it feels like something's going to go down. I mean, like, what happens if he's assassinated? right there, because they know where he's going to be. What happens if the judge remands him into custody? Right, what happens if the judge forbids him to travel outside of the US? Right. Outside of New York, right? Like there's so much that could go down, which is not good, right? Let me have a quick look up the news. It should be starting now, right? I'll have a quick look at Jack Posobiec. Nothing new. I mean, the people at a rally outside wherever it is. This is going to be crazy. We're watching history, mate. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but we are genuinely watching history happen. So, man, this is a flashpoint. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. Like, what would happen if he refuses to be, I don't know, he's got Secret Service with him. This is crazy. I mean, honestly, what they should be doing is indicting everybody connected with Black Lives Matter. There was so much money went missing from all that charity fraud. They need to be indicting everybody, freaking everybody. Fine, Lonnie is there. How you doing, Lonnie? Thank you for joining us. I think you're also on Rumble as well. Let me have a quick look over at Rumble. Rumble. We got Chronos Godwine is here. How you doing? Thank you for joining us over here on Rumble. The water is lovely. Everybody come on in. She cried. Jigger, jigger. Where are we up to? Hang on a second. Matthew Barrow said, Matthew, you are mouthing my thoughts, I have to tell you. So it's okay for sexualization of children, and it's not even it's not even woke. It's disgusting. Look, I think your reaction is a sane one, right? Again, and I especially saying this to Christians out there, right? In America, throughout the world, you got to view your friends, your neighbors, and this is what I'm saying to Christians because they're very good at this sort of stuff, right? You got to view your friends and neighbors as if there's a mind parasite that's inside them, right? They believe they're under threat, right? They believe that. Look at them. They think it's real, right? They think we hate them for being them. No, we hate them for bringing this into the public discourse. Excuse me, what you do in private is fine. But again, it's like having strippers in public. It's not okay, right? It's really not okay to do that. It's not good to idolize becoming a stripper. I think that's bad role modeling for parents. I have a problem with a gay man wants to be Winnie the Pooh, but for their performing sex acts and twerking, anyone heard of pie? No, I haven't. Thank God. I do. I can't talk about this on YouTube. I really can't. Paul Tozen is here, right? Climb in, we're only at 7 o'clock. Mark the Vicar is here. How you doing, Mark the Vicar? Who's the new bull? Oh yes, I'm ready for Passover, baby. Ready for Passover. I am like a Sean Scrotum. I will suggest Iran has become a lot more left-wing since 2005. No, I disagree with you. I think it was always... No! I think the left wing has become more left-wing, right? He's been caught in a sea, right? This is really... look, the BBC deleted, hundreds of negative responses? No, they weren't racist. They weren't bigoted. They're saying this is weird ass shit, right? Because you know why we're saying this is weird ass shit? Because it's weird ass shit, mate. This is like Fachos, right? This is weird. What are we up to? Mr. Paul says he don't think he has. I think the industry has changed to the state where he can be, as they say, express his true self. I think you're probably right there, Paul. I do agree with you. Franklin said, told you, Rusty, look, you can tell me after it happens. After I see it, I'll believe it. Look, here's the thing. You've got to weigh this against, I've never seen him do anything bad. He's always written well and, very, very well. Yeah, I mean, he's a high-level professional. Right? You got to weigh those things. It's not like Alex Kurtzman. Right, if Alex Kurtzman had this, you're like, oh, fuck me, leave me alone, right? They announced Star Trek Academy, right? It was going to be Tilly in space. Like, fuck off. Really? Really? Like who wants to see that? Fat pigs in space! And that's what I should have called it. Pigs in space! It really is. I should give her a little snout. That'd be hilarious. Oh, no, I'll get in trouble. This is going to be shit. Right? There is no way this is ever not going to be shit. Yeah, look, that's clearly shit. Right? Yeah, clearly shit. Right? We got to factor in Russell's never done shit before, and there's a lot that looks good. Right? When we don't know who the character is. So, look, I think it's way too soon to draw any conclusions. It's in that terms. If you're here early, fine. I spoke about this last year. I give it a 35% chance it's going to be what you're saying, right? Well, that's pretty high odds, mate. But also, I think it's reasonably. I'm giving it also about 28% chance that I'm right, and tomorrow everything changes somehow. Now the pie in the face by RTT. I don't think so. I don't think. I've always said I could be wrong. Right? I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't mind being wrong, and I don't mind standing next to my convictions, right? And I didn't mind it when I was being screamed at by Jodie fans. I listen until I see otherwise. I have to see more information, right? This is very bad on many levels. Will it mean that Doctor Who is shit? I don't know. Could be. But I've already said that. I mean, like, although this coming right after Doomsday, fuck me. This has been a PR disaster. But look, I have to tell you, I'm factoring this into my crazy ass worldview, where everything is an expression of the spiritual realm, essentially. And I feel that we're going forwards and back towards a eventual Messianic age. And I think we were going forward. Now we're going back. I think there's going to be a turnaround tomorrow. We'll find out. Right? We took not long. Sorry, but the casting shooter writing was on the wall. I think he looked good to me. I don't know. He still looks good to me. Well, I can't be optimistic about man's future like I was in the end of the. I don't know. Look, it doesn't bother me. I think I'm looking forward to his portrayal still. Right, I really want to see it. I think that's going to be a highlight. Right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's going to play it super gay. Could be. I don't know. We're going to find out. Maybe somebody will say that's super gay. Maybe I won't. All right, it's subjective. Then casting the translation. No, not just one, many. Right, many. 4. Right, that's the thing. Right. I don't know what percentage. On a factor of half of 1%, which I think is still too high, probably like a third of 1%. I worked out they'll need to have if they got 4 trans people in the cast, then to be in proportion to the rest of the world, right? The world they're reflecting, they got to have 1,000-person cast, right? That which it doesn't. It's probably got 20 to 30 max, right? So it's not just one, right? But again, I thought at first Russell wanted to normalize the trans thing, but the drag thing is a problem, right? I know what's going to happen. He saw a positive in Russell. Gary from the called it right. I think Americans are too ready to write this off. I don't think Americans really understand the culture, right? I've said this with Dan many times. I don't think Americans really understand the culture, right? Yes, I was saying Farage equals far, far, far right. Farage? Oh, Farage. How Farage doesn't want to bum kids. Well, there is that. I honestly, I don't think Farage is far, far, far right. He sounds just like a normal person to me. Like everything he says, I've only had him talk sense. Always going to be the JNT dirty old man vibe. Boy, he does now. Fletcher, mate, I got to disagree with you. I think Shooter's casting is going to be good. Philip Poe got to say, how you doing, Philip Poe? Connor just got in. What has Steve Davis done now? It's on the screen, mate. It's on the screen. Let me know what you think. You haven't heard about this? Again, Matthew Burrows is reading my mind. Shooty is not the problem. It's Russell Davis' lack of morality. Most gay people are not on board with this. I agree with you. Problem is that, oh my god, Probs went on a rampage on DM on with me on the Instagram, right? He's off Twitter for a bit. He's disgusted beyond disgusted, right? Yeah, absolutely he is. 100%. I think most people understand what's going on. I don't think Russell does. And if he does, then okay, I like, we all like Gary Glitter too. What do you want me to tell you? It's like, I guess we found out in real time. Darren, okay, Mr. Keita, I get it. Please, let's minimize. Okay, move forward, says Darren M. Quite correctly. I hope the community ain't overhyping Yasmin Finney's role on Doctor Who. I think she's gonna be I think she'll be less of a character than Clive was, if you remember him from Rose, right? I think that's basically where we are with her, right? So this is the Doctor Who. I don't agree with you, right? For me, I'm still optimistic. Braveheart, Tegan, right? I really am. I think there's always hope, right? I think there's always hope, and I don't think this is 100% slam dunk. This is going to be shit, right? We need to see more. This might be a straight acting role, right? This person was on Broadway, right? It might be a more of a straight acting role, and this is a sideways step for them. I don't know, or it could be Danny LaRue in fucking space. But my point is this: we have to wait and see, mate. I mean, the bottom line. At least I do. I think it's premature to abandon all hope. I mean, honestly, just chill out. I think it's all going to be fine. But maybe, I think it's all probably going to be fine. I think there's a good chance of being fine. That's my guess. I think it's probably going to be fine. The only problem with having so many alternatives is there are so many alternatives. That's very true. Woodhouse 122 is here. Can't be anything about 50 specials and Series 14 now. That drag queen casting has killed off interest in New Who. You are echoing so many in fandom. 100%. You are echoing so many in fandom. It's a very I'm being insanely optimistic compared to most people, right? I'm like, I think it's still gonna be good, but most people are like, fuck this shit. No, I don't know. I think take a breath, cooler heads prevail, mate. Right? I don't think honestly. It strikes me there's gonna be. It's pretty much as I imagined it, but with more trans people in it, I guess. I mean, again, but it depends what the role is. I mean, the other two trans people look like the gender they're presenting as, right? They just feels a little bit weird if you take it. You squint, you're fine. This is something totally different. This is something obviously a guy dressed up as a slutty whore, right? So and okay, but yeah, I guess this is a reaction to people saying, drag queen story hour is a bad thing, right? I guess, but what can I tell you? I think Russell's just on the wrong side of this, right? DC police were in the fake riot. That is also true. Man, I could talk about so much more of this on Rumble. It's so much better. I'm telling you, it's so much better. Quit defending. I don't think I was defending. I don't think I was defending at all. Russell Davis, how to kill your hype train. This is true. I mean, yeah, this is absolutely true. This has damaged the momentum 100%. I'm still optimistic though, mate. I have to tell you, because again, you got to factor this into. We don't know who the character is, what it's going to look like. I think that's a big difference, right? I don't know. Just look at the smug look on Rusty Davis' face. Here's the may make another suggestion as well, and I think this is a mistake that many make in the world, right? On every side. You know how Donald Trump's being indicted today, right? He's being indicted today essentially because people allowed him to be made into a cartoon villain. Right, and in the minds of the crazy people in New York, they think he is. They think he eats babies. Right? They made him eat. Everything is bad. Everything. No, relax. Things are more nuanced than that. Again, if it was Alex Kurtzman, I would agree with you. I haven't seen him do anything I haven't liked yet. And I think that's really a very important part of it. I really do. PD Richards here. Yeah, this T-biz is going to have very serious repercussions. It really fucking is. I'm like, I shudder to think of next 15 years. Tzvi Lebetkin, the fans are getting understandably pissy about this one. Yes, of course they are. It's like, okay, the reaction is WTF. Like, what the hell? This was not a good idea. Who were apart? Actors are mostly degenerates. That's why I left acting. And Matthew Burrows, I hear you there. Actors mostly are degenerates, right? Honestly, I think the British monarchy should sue Disney and bring them into dispute with DeSantis. Okay, if we can. The whole trumped up Trump thing goes to show you how scared they're terrified of him. Because again, I have these relatives here, and they are like, he's bad for America. No, he's bad to have it's bad for the political class. It's bad for the expert class, right? Jigga jigga. What did I say that? RJ Fizzleroy Maggie is here. How you doing, sir? Didn't miss anything. Everything's cool. I'm like a Sean Scrotum, Rabbi. Yeah, I we should make t-shirts out of this. Having trouble signing up for Rumble. Okay, what's going on, Rumble? You're being naughty, right? I don't know. Well, let me just share the screen. I will show you. Here, well, I'll do it on this one. I'll show you how to do it on Safari. One sec. We'll go to Rumble. Rumble, baby, Rumble. I'll sign out. Oh, here we go. Let's go through it. Share screen. There you go. Rumble. Oh, by the way, they do have a lot of good stuff. Like exclusive, like the Russell Brown stuff. I like a lot. I like Crowder. It's basically so here. You either sign in or sign up. Doink. We'll hit sign up. Free account. And you just kind of fill that out, register, and you're done. That's it. That's basically it. It's all you have to do. I mean, if you hit it and it doesn't work, I'm sorry, but that's basically it, right? And it's great. It's a great little service here, man. And let me show you my channel. Where is it? You see, like my channel should be up here. Come on, Rumble. But they have to say they have been looking after me well. Where is it? I go to. I'll do the rest. Let's see what happens when I search me. Okay, Rumble. Don't fuck this up, mate. Okay, no. Hang on. I just switched to Hebrew. Okay, now I'm in American. 1 second, Rabbi. From another planet. Let's see what happens. Oh, thank fuck for that. There we go. Oh, yeah, you got some more followers. So there you go. Greatest channel. Look at that. I got 114 views on Rumble, right? On Twitter, on YouTube, there's going to be about 35. It's crazy. Let me just like my stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, there's lots of people there. There you go. Click like. I'm self-rumbling. I'm not signed in. That's why I can't do it. There you go. Hang on. Fine. Doink. Let's get back to the chat. Yeah, but Peter, yeah, Fandom is very reasonably fucked off, if you ask me, right? I mean, very reasonably. Okay, Matt. We have Linda Lovelace and biology with Jenna Hayes. How would that be? Exactly. I don't know who Jenna Hayes is, but she sounds hot. Yeah, look, a lot of Rumble stuff is counterintuitive, but at least, you know, it's free speech. I hope Russell and the team were less carefree about the public fan impressions, expectations than they seem. Well, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. In their head, do they label anybody going, I'm not sure this is the values that will lead my children to a happy life? As saying, I hate gay people and I hope they all die, because I don't, right? Be gay, be trans, be a drag queen. Be a stripper, be a whore. Okay, be a porn star, right? But speaking of which, did you know this? This blows my mind. Let me see if I can find this. Hang on, I'll look at my history. Stormy Daniels has denied having sex with Donald Trump like 5 or 6 times, like crazily. It's what's it? Wow, what's it? I just heard that Virgin Media has died. Phone, internet, everything. And both their technical support and sales numbers are coming up unrecognized. Have all branches of Virgin gone bankrupt? Wow. It's the end of days, mate. It's the end of days. Here, let me find this. Here. Actually, you know what? I'll just take a screen grab. It's easier. So this was from 2018, I think. Doink, 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 doink. Okay, I'll just open this over here. Where'd it go? Desktop. I'm still not used to using cloud. Anyway, so yeah, look at that. This is so funny. To my main concern. Over the past few weeks, I've been asked countless times to comment on reports of an alleged sexual relationship I had with Donald Trump many years ago. The fact of the matter is that each party to this alleged affair denied its existence in 2006, 2011, 2016, 2017, 2018. Having been told over and over again, this is all about hush money to Stormy Daniels. Right, they both deny it, right? I mean, again, who would have thought a whore would be an unreliable witness? Who could have seen such a thing? I'm not denying this because I was paid hush money, as has been reported overseas owned tabloids. I'm denying this affair because it never happened. I have no further comment on the matter. Please feel free to check me out on Instagram at the Stormy Daniels. And you know, if you scroll down, you can see something come with my tits. And who would have thought that person wouldn't have been a perfectly reliable witness? Crazy, right? Crazy. There you go. Fat pigs in space. I totally lost the thought. Where are we up to? Mr. Payne, says Lonnie. Easy on the S gang. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not doing good as well. CC and Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker built the coffin. Listen, I have to tell you again, dude, don't fall into the trap of despair. Okay, there's so much room for it not to be shit still. I mean, like genuinely. If you want to, here's the thing, though. Yeah, the heart is the captain of the ship. We believe the things that we with our passions, and then we wrap our intellect around it, right? I want it to be good, right? And so I'm giving it every chance. And listen, I don't care. Literally, if I'm the last person out here, right? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up till I see it. When I see it and it's shit, then I'll give up. That's basically where I am, mate. It's basically where I am. I hope Russell E. Davis and everybody is freed of the delusion they're under, right? That drag queens are family fare. There's no sexual connotation with this. This is not like Danny LaRue, right? We have so much. I mean, yeah, okay. Where's a couple of posters? I mean, it's like, you know, with this sort of thing going on, this is not, you know, junior drag camp. This is grooming, right? I call this grooming. A drag class for your kids. No, it's not good. Drag is a highly sexualized entertainment form. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it can't have it every bloody way. Well, I guess you can. I like some camp stuff. Drag queens have a place on TV, but not on Doc 2. I mean, maybe even on, not on Doc 2. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I don't think RuPaul's Drag Race should be on prime time either, quite frankly. If Anthony wants to normalize the trans thing, then he should act as a character, not mention the trans. Well, that's the thing. We don't know who he's playing, right? We don't know who he's playing. This might well be a straight role. I don't know, right? I genuinely don't know. You don't know. We don't know, right? We do know that Rusty Davis feels that the drag queen story hour is a good thing, I think. And he wants to defend it, right? I would love to find out why he thinks that and have a really non-pejorative, non-prejudicial discussion about that. I would love to have that. Like, why is it? Do you think this is a good idea? Right? I don't explain it to me because we haven't talked. We need to have a conversation about this. Tzvi Lebetkin, Don's friends JT outraged at who's Dan's friend? Oh, Dan's friends JT outraged and he's gay. Well, JT is so traditional. I'm more out than JT, but yeah, I'm sure he is. Why? Because this makes the entire gay community look bad. Russell, you're making everybody look bad, right? Chris and I have a notion that we shouldn't let satanic images, temptations into our eyes. Since, well, yeah, look, not to put too fine a point on it, but cross-dressing is a forbidden activity in the Old Testament, right? Like quite viscerally forbidden, probably for a good reason. But again, I'm not imposing my worldview on you, right? I'm just telling you that's mine. Can you have a bit of sensitivity to me? Right, and like you asked me to be sensitive to you. Can we not find middle ground? Since it causes stomach cancer, I can live with that way of regarding it. Well, okay, I hear it. We all like Gary Gillison too. We did. Pasco is here. How you doing, Pasco? From the way they worded it, my best guess is Jinx will be a companion. No, I don't think a companion. I think a recurring character. They could be like a Captain Jack. Like I don't know. And listen, if it's a species that is like transmorphic, I think I'm okay with it. Maybe it depends how they do it, right? Rabo's really reaching. Dan LaRue is too conservatives for RTD. Darling, I'm not reaching. This is a reach around, mate. I'm telling you. My odds remain this: 34% it's going to be shit. 76% it's not going to be, right? And shit includes having a character like this as a positive role model, right? Like, look, this thing. Okay, just to be clear, right? So I put that in a 34% category. It could be the happening of the 12 episodes set in the future. The actor could be playing drag, but then again, it could be an android or AI. Can't judge. And yeah, we also got to factor in. By the time this thing airs, AI is going to be at a point where we can make our own Doctor Who, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I hate to be the one that break this to you. We will totally be able to make our own Doctor Who by this time next year. Like, high-level production. Yeah, with AI. The stuff that can... I've seen stuff it can do blows my fucking mind, mate. They could just recreate the entire... all the missing episodes like that now. They need to write the software. It'll be revolutionary, right? I wish they would do that. Drag shows are for adults, not necessarily sexual, but Doctor Who has got the balance between the world of... This is a Torchwood thing, right? Between the worlds of adults and children, drag queens. I'm not sure how it would work. Oh! Here's what I think, right? Here's what I think. Okay. Here's what I think is going down, mate. I think it's going to be introduced as a somewhat ambiguous, right? The character is somewhat like it'll be introduced in like a very toned down way, right? In Doctor Who, but then it'll be spin off in a Torchwood like podcast, and it'll be much hardcore, right? Okay, somebody else. Was it Virgin Media? Somebody else did something with Virgin Media down. Virgin Media. Let me just, man. Hope we can get that. Apparently, Virgin Media is dead. That's crazy. That's a big internet firm. Dalek451, how you doing? After the cringe fest that was Doomsday, and now this, it just confirms my Doctor Who is dead and then dead. Again, mate, don't say die. Don't say get. Look, we're nearly there, all right? Just hold out and see what this actually looks like. See what it actually is. If it looks like this, you're right? If it doesn't look like this, it might not. The bottom line is Rusty's era will be succeed or fail, depending on the promotion and the quality of the first few episodes. 100%. Raven Williams is 100% right. And a very dishy Destiny of the Dark Romana as your avatar. They got my attention, baby. Absolutely. Fine. Bobby's D75 is there. How you doing, Bobby D75? Is he playing track? I don't know. Or then so did Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. Well, I think that's different, right? Because we are in a very different world. We're in a world where drag is being used to sexualize children. And we weren't in the world of Tootsie or even I gave Pantomime Dames, right? It's yeah. So I think it's very different from that now, right? Especially again, we had a serial killing of children by a trans person under a week ago. 3 children, 9-year-olds, were gunned down, right? And again, I feel terrible for the person as well as the children that would die because, how insane do you have to be to think that was a good idea? Because they thought they were going to grow up, right, and be somebody who wanted to oppress and destroy them, right? It's and that's saying they killed 3 adults and then they were killed. I mean, the cops were fantastic. And that was a police force run the way a police force should be run. I mean, they were all scared and none of them hesitated. I mean, it's just that's the definition of fucking bravery, right? You could see they were all scared. None of them hesitated. It was so impressive, right? So impressive. Yeah. Literally, what 2 weeks before Easter in a church? I mean, like, God. So that's why I keep saying, when are we reaching the 49th level of defilement, right? When is that? I think that's the arraignment, frankly, right? I think that's what it's going to be like. At that point, the Satan, the Satans, you call it, has got everything it's going to get, and I think that then it's going to wind back the next day, right? But I think that's the ultimate win for it, right? Not sending him the destruction of the American the destruction of America, essentially, right? It's like once that happens, America is a third world dictatorship, right? And it just is. Right, and anybody else looking at it outside, that's how you look at it, I'm afraid. Right, and don't get me wrong, England's also a disaster. England's just a dictatorship. England's just third world. But yeah, look, you're asking a good question. Is he playing drag? I don't know. But that's a very pertinent question. I think we'll be able to buy the rights back from the next series. BBC will say we won't need to. We can make it on our own laptops, right? I want to see Dr. Alison stuff. I think that'd be, I think it'd be good. I wish I had your optimism, said Dalek451, but I can't master it or bring myself to care anymore. I hear that. Listen, look, this has been a kick in the balls for a lot of people, right? For me, I'm always like, again, I'm always on. I always have judged things on their own merit as I see them. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.